The drivers show off their art skills in Suzuka, a decision may be close to AlphaTauri, and the teams reopen discussions over the lack of Singapore penalties. Let's get into the latest in the F1 world from Media Day in Japan. The drivers were all buzzing to be a part of Sebastian Vettel's Buzzin Corner event in Suzuka earlier today as he unveiled his latest environmental project to promote biodiversity. As part of this, the drivers were all invited to help Seb install insect hotels and get involved in adding their touches to their own team hotel. There were plenty of unique designs from each team, but also plenty of good feeling as Seb reunited with his old teams and old friends on the grid. Sebastian said he was very excited about this project as he wants it to create awareness about the importance and the subject of biodiversity. You can keep an eye out for the black and yellow roofed hotels as the cars get on track tomorrow morning for practice. Though it's his home race and Media Day is usually filled with questions about the upcoming weekend, today Yuki Sunoda faced questions over his future in F1 instead. AlphaTauri have a driver dilemma on their hands, as despite being a consistently strong performer this year, Yuki has been put up against two impressive candidates for AlphaTauri to consider going forward, Liam Lawson and Daniel Ricciardo. Arguably, Daniel never really got the chance to show what he could do in the AlphaTauri before his injury, but since stepping up to replace him, Liam Lawson has put in some impressive performances, culminating in a 9th place finish in Singapore and points on only his 3rd race weekend with the team. AlphaTauri are the only team yet to confirm their full lineup for next season, and neither Liam nor Yuki seem sure about their future with the team at the moment. Yuki summed up their predicament today in saying that both Liam and Daniel offer the team something different, Daniel with the development side and offering consistent results, and Liam in being riskier but putting in good performances so far. He went on to joke about the team needing 3 seats, but also said that we'll see soon about whether he'll end up being the odd one out, which lines up with reports suggesting AlphaTauri will announce Yuki's contract extension at this weekend's Japanese Grand Prix. Whether this is true or not remains to be seen, so follow Apex on Instagram for the latest as it happens over the weekend. The F1 teams have requested to reopen the incidents from Singapore as they are reportedly unhappy with the way the stewards dealt with them. These reports come after some drivers, including Max Verstappen most notably, were not given penalties after they impeded others during qualifying in Singapore. Max was handed a reprimand and Red Bull were given a €5,000 fine after he impeded Yuki Sunoda. But other teams noticed that this was not comparable to other incidents of impeding throughout the season so far, which had usually earned the driver at fault a 3-place grid drop. Max had also received a reprimand for stopping at the end of the pit lane and delaying everyone getting out for qualifying, and during the race Sergio Perez was handed a 5-second penalty for causing a collision with Alex Albon, despite it effectively putting Albon out of the points. This has caused many teams to question whether the stewards have bias or issues with inconsistency, and one unnamed team boss referring to a scandal over the penalties. When asked about these incidents in the press conference today, Charles Leclerc said that the drivers always have an open discussion with the FIA, trying to explain to them what their point of view is, while Lewis Hamilton says they all work as close as they can with the FIA to have consistency, and there is some variation so they have to continue to work on it. What will come of this remains to be seen, but did you think the penalties in Singapore were fair? Red Bull could win the Constructors Championship this weekend, but how? The team have been dominant since the start of the 2023 season, securing every win until last weekend's Singapore Grand Prix. In doing so, they've amassed enough points to mean that they could secure the Constructors Championship this weekend in Suzuka. With 7 Grand Prix and 3 sprint races left for 2023, there are 206 points remaining to be earned. To clinch the title on Sunday, Red Bull will need to outscore Mercedes, who are second in the championship, and avoid being outscored by Ferrari by 24 points. This would give them a 309 points lead in the title race and make the team the Constructors World Champions for the 2nd year in a row. Doing so in Japan would hold some significance for the team as it's Honda's home race, and Sergio Perez said it would be special to reward their hard work on the engine side. Max agreed, saying it would be lovely to win in Japan in front of Honda's home crowd. Do you think they can do it? You're all caught up with the latest in the F1 world. What did you make of these stories from Media Day in Japan? Let us know in the comments, like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to Apex for the latest in the F1 world.